Hello and welcome to this latest tutorial on how to write a statement of intent for your NEA for media studies. As I mentioned in the email, the latter half of the summer term is usually dedicated to thinking about your NEA, and I don't really see why there should be any difference in these exceptional circumstances. So I'm going to talk through what you need to be thinking about over the next over the coming lessons and coming weeks, with a particular focus on this, which is the statement of intent. Now, in the email that you will have received, you should have a blank copy of this statement of intent. It should look something like this. So you need to have that out in front of you. But what is the statement of intent? Well, let's have a look what the exam boards say. Okay, so this is from the exam report from last year, and it sets out what the statement of intent is. So the candidate's work has to be submitted with their statement of intent, a document written before production and designed to outline the ways in which the candidate proposed to use the 4 areas of the media theoretical framework to communicate meaning and meet the requirements of their chosen brief. So the framework, as you know, representation, audience, industry, and language. So think about that as your headlines as you're making your statement of intent. It has to be written beforehand, so it's not written in a retrospective way. It's written, this is what I'm going to do. So think about that tone when you are writing this down. Importantly, although this element carries no marks, if it's not submitted, then 10 marks will have to be deducted. So it's an unnecessary hemorrhaging of marks if you don't have your statement of intent. Just to let you know that the NEA, if you remember, it's out of a potential 60 marks, 2 products, the website and the actual production, either the magazine or the video, 25 marks each, and then 10 marks for the combination of the elements between the 2 products. It's probably a good time to quickly talk about how important your research is. So the details here from the exam board say the strongest work had clearly been supported by focused research, detailed planning, attention to detail, and a strong, sustained central concept based solidly on the requirements and the details of the brief, as reflected in focused, unambiguous statements of intent. So your planning is absolutely crucial to the success of your product, which is why it's a good idea to start this as soon as possible. Such careful planning led to outcomes which demonstrated the verisimilitude required for the work to be marked at the high levels. Candidates clearly understand the 2 forms they are working in. So that's what we're aiming for. We're aiming for high levels, and with proper planning and good research, there's no reason why you all can't achieve these top levels. Upon reflecting on last year's statement of intent, the exam board says that they varied in quality. Some are incredibly detailed, going to great depth about how and why particular effects would be created and how they link to ideas explored elsewhere in the course. And this is interesting. For example, theorists or particular products. So it's giving you a hint here. If you want to get up to the top marks with your production, throw in a theorist within your statement of intent. The very best make clear links between the 2 main products and explained how digital convergence would connect the 2. Okay, so it would be sensible now to have a look at an example statement of intent. And I have one here. So this is the actual statement of intent that a student submitted last year. It's okay, it's not perfect, but I think it gives you an example of the sort of things that you should include. The only edit I've made to it is I've changed the colours. Obviously this person didn't submit it in multicolour, but it gives you an idea of what things need to be included. So first things first, put in your centre number, which is the same for us, 39339, and then the centre name, Whitley Bay High School. Pop your name in, and if you don't know your candidate number, don't worry. Your chosen brief, now remember it will either be a music video and specifically a protest song, or it will be a current affairs magazine. You need to make that choice. The question is, how do you intend to use the 4 areas of the media theoretical framework to communicate meaning and meet the requirements of your chosen brief? Around 400 words, it says. So the structure is relatively simple. You're going to talk about your main product first. So your main product will either be your music video or your magazine. You'll have a small introduction here. For my NEA, I have chosen to produce a 3-minute music video to Lord's Supercut with a narrative that focuses on the early stages of an LGBT relationship between two teenage girls. The music video will be distributed by Universal Music. So this introduction is setting out what you're doing, who it's distributed by, and the general format in which you're going to be operating in. You then need to break down what you're going to say in your key framework format. So the first paragraph here is about representation. It should be quite obvious about a representation. Let's see if it is. Due to the nature of my narrative, accurate representation is the key to the video's success. I aim to produce a music video that would hold a firm place alongside other videos that normalize LGBT relationships in the mainstream media. For example, the video of artist Hayley Kiyoko. I decided to shoot the narrative in normal everyday places and not sensationalizing my narrative with obscure locations. I'm aiming to promote the idea that LGBT relationships are very normal. I have LGBT friends who often discuss their issues with a lack of representation in the media, so I'm setting out to change that. I think it's a good paragraph talking about representation with a little bit of media language in here, as in where they're going to set it. But importantly, they've done a bit of research into the other artists that have influenced their choices. So they've put that information in there. So this is the representation paragraph. We've done our representation paragraph. Let's move on to audience. It's probably a good idea to remind yourself about who the audience is for your product. So this is the brief here for magazines. The audience is a socially conscious 16 to 25 middle to upmarket demographic. So we need to use those terms specifically when we're writing our statement of intent. And I should also mention it's the same for the music video as well, 16 to 25 middle to upmarket demographic. So in this paragraph, you're going to explain why your audience are going to be interested in either your protest song video or your current affairs magazine. I'll read this out. Obviously, this is from a slightly different brief, but you'll get the idea. My target audience is an AB demographic, 16 to 25. The narrative features issues that are incredibly relevant to my demographic, and I hope that the portrayal of an LGBT couple will target a niche that mainstream media usually leaves untouched. Additionally, my artist will be played by a girl with an alternative style, another feature of my video that will draw in a niche audience usually ignored by the industry. So we're using key terms here, niche versus mainstream, talking about the industry and explaining why your audience will be interested within your product. This person has added a little bit about the industry as well. So given the artist is signed to Universal Records, a mass market record company, the messages encoded in my video will be appropriate for my target demographic and not too abstract. So just a reminder of the industries for your products. Remember, it's being launched, if you're doing the magazine brief, it's being launched by Dennis Publication. And if you're doing the music video, well, we're looking for Warner Music Group. So these are both, Warner Music Group is a mass media production house, and Dennis, you should be familiar with Dennis from your studies of The Big Issue. Okay, so we've talked about audience, and we've talked a little bit about industry. Let's have a look at media language now. I will film and photograph my artist in Newcastle, as the city lights and Christmas decorations will create an aesthetic that fits with the brand identity of my artist perfectly. Fine. I plan to subvert the dance music convention. Obviously, this will be a protest for you guys. Of an actual dance appearing in the music videos, as I believe it may act as a distraction from what I'm aiming to portray. I'll make up for the tempo lost through the absence of dance with efficient, fast-paced editing. This is somebody who has studied the codes and conventions of their chosen product. So for you, it'll be the codes and conventions of a protest song. And she's saying, okay, I know what they are, but I'm actually going to subvert the convention. So she knows what she's doing by saying that I know what a dance music video is, but I'm going to challenge those conventions for my particular audience. I hope to achieve what Stuart Hall terms a dominant reading of the video by using clear signs and signifiers to illustrate my messages. I plan on dressing my artist in brighter colours than in the video, and taking photos of her in front of bright lights in Newcastle. This mise-en-scène is keeping with the city lights vibe that the video is aiming for. So a few key things here. They've thrown in a theorist here, a media language theorist, which is clever. They've talked about mise-en-scène. They've used the right terminology. This is a good, solid paragraph and hits the majority of the content for a high-level production. Moving on to product 2. Product 2 for both of your products, whether you're doing a video or a magazine, will be a website. So you need to introduce it. The subsidiary website will act as an accompaniment to the video, featuring behind the scenes content, photo shoot highlights and bloopers from the video. I also plan to give my artist a merchandise store and a page of tour dates. These are all the things that you intend to include within your website, and these are pretty generic things. You can go ahead and you say the same things essentially here. Naturally, the video will be one of the first things the audience will see on the website, but it will also provide an intimate biography of the artist in the way any below-the-line marketing should. This should establish a trust and relationship between my artist brand and the audience. Again, talking about audience here, what is going to be different about your website which is going to promote your artist? Remember, it's essentially a marketing tool. So what are you going to do to market your artist? My website utilizes some of the codes and conventions of the websites of other artists in the industry like Calvin Harris and Swedish House Mafia. However, I plan to subvert the usual format. For example, my website will not have a menu. It will be easy to navigate, but the different ways to explore the website give my artist an individual identity, separating her from other artists. So, again, looking at productions that are already on the market, drawing on that for inspiration, explaining how you're going to use and adhere to these codes and conventions and subvert them as well if you want to do that. It's probably worth mentioning here that if you don't do some of these things, don't worry. This is not a roadmap. You don't have to follow this to a T. It can be changed at a later date, but it does give you a good starting point because it's your intent. It's what you intend to do. Okay, so that's about 400 words altogether. The last 100 words is answering this question. How do you intend to link your media products to demonstrate your knowledge and understanding of the digitally convergent nature of your media production? This is the final 10 marks. So what are you going to do to essentially show that there is a link between your website and your video, or your website and your magazine? The link between the video and the website is essential for an artist to succeed. They need a widespread and distinctive brand identity. My media products will be linked via many different features. Firstly, my artist is instantly recognizable. Her hair and makeup are unique and individual to her, and it is undeniable that it is her website. I will use green and black predominantly to reflect the hair color of the artist and the mise-en-scène of the videos. Additionally, not only will the website have the video itself, it will feature a blooper reel that was made as a result of the video. There will also be similarities in the location used for the photo shoots and the other behind the scenes content. It's important to mention that your website has to have original audio visual content. So now it's a good opportunity to tell me what that content might look like and why it will link specifically to your product. And that's it. That's your statement of intent. It's 500 words altogether. It's not the most onerous of tasks, but it is an important part of this process, and it will help you focus your mind on what it is you're going to be hopefully creating over the next few weeks and months. As usual, pause this video, make notes as you want to, but essentially you need to be populating this statement of intent document, saving it and keeping it safe. Any questions, you know what to do. Drop me an email. Otherwise, get on with it. Good luck.